evening. My name is Margaret Denton, and I'm proud to be a baby boomer. At least I was proud to be a baby boomer until suddenly I became a part of a so-called tidal wave of boomers who are set to crash the Social Security and the healthcare system. This argument is made despite the fact that people are living longer and they're healthier and they're more active, and further, with economists who argue that with careful planning, we will be able to meet the needs of our aging population. Now, in terms of planning, we've been planning for the baby boom generation since the early 50s, building schools, building hospitals, building community services and various other infrastructures. What makes us think that we cannot continue to plan for the future? Now, Parminder has impressed upon us about the importance of mobility for being both physically and socially active. And as an older adult, I think I have an important part to play in staying healthy and active and socially engaged. But what older adults can do to foster their own health and well-being is only part of the picture. We live in a country and in a community that enables us to continue. We need to live in a country and in a community that enables us to continue to be active and contributing members of our society. Planning for an aging society should be a partnership between older adults and their community. As I began to wind down my academic career as a professor of gerontology at McMaster, I felt deeply that there was a need for an organization to advocate and educate for the well-being of older adults in Hamilton. So along with a number of colleagues, we formed the Hamilton Council on Aging in 2007, the fourth such council in Ontario. So about that same time, the World Health Organization began an initiative to make cities and communities age-friendly. And this initiative has expanded all over the world with thousands of communities working on plans to make their communities age-friendly. So what is an age-friendly community? Well, it's one which establishes policies, programs, services, and infrastructure that supports the physical and the social environment to enable older adults to live in safety, enjoyment, good health, and well-being, and to be able to contribute to society in meaningful ways. And I have to point out that an age-friendly community is age-friendly to all ages, not just to older adults. So I was very excited about this initiative, and I brought this idea to the Hamilton Council on Aging in 2007, and it became part of our strategic plan. So with input from older adults, and partnerships with many organizations in the city, including the City of Hamilton and the Seniors Advisory Council, we developed Hamilton's Plan for an Age-Friendly City, which was accepted by our council in 2014. So Hamilton's Plan for an Age-Friendly City has a vision. It has 7 strategic goals. It has 25 objectives and 101 recommendations. So most of the goals relate to fostering an accessible physical environment and an inclusive social environment. And I'd like to tell you about some of the activities that we're doing in Hamilton to make us age-friendly. So in terms of transportation, so we want transportation. The goal is to make transportation safe and easy for older adults to get around. Well, the city has fully accessible buses with drop-down floors, and of course we have transportation for people with disabilities as well, DARTs. So, but what many people who are growing older drive around in cars all the time. They haven't got any idea about how to take a bus. So what the Hamilton Council on Aging is doing is we have developed a workshop. We've offered 25 workshops that teach older adults how to take the bus, how to get on and off, how to wayfind, etc. A second area is around outdoor spaces. We think they should be accessible, safe, and inviting. So in fact, older adults have a higher risk of pedestrian collisions with motor vehicles than their younger counterparts. So in the response, the city is installing pedestrian crossovers and signalized intersections with accessible pedestrian signs. So there are now 16 such crossings and 29 more are planned. So what the Senior Advisory Committee is doing is they're offering 10 workshops this fall around pedestrian safety, including how to use these special crosswalks. Hamilton has many trails for walking and biking. So the Hamilton Council on Aging has created a brochure, a booklet called Let's Take a Walk, a guide to age-friendly trails in Hamilton, where we showcase 18 of these trails and rank them in terms of their level of ability. And then we offer a workshop and take people for a walk. So housing, there are over 600 seniors on the waiting list for social housing. So the City of Hamilton has committed over $50 million to build and repair social housing, along with some money that the province is contributing, and in an attempt to bring down the wait list. The Seniors Advisory Committee has developed a housing guide to describe the various housing options available to older adults and a checklist to help older adults figure out which housing choices are good for them. In terms of recreation and leisure, there are approximately 3,000 older adults in Hamilton who actually use the senior centers, and the city has developed a new 55 program guide that describes all of the programs offered in these centers across the city. And as well, we have a new city senior center in Flamborough, and we're also opening up seniors clubs across the city with various activities. In terms of community information, lack of information and access to information was a big theme when we did our community consultations. So in response to this, the City of Hamilton has redesigned their seniors webpage, and the community is getting information out about the Red Book and 211. One is where you can phone or go on the internet to get access about all the services and activities, etc., that are available out there. And finally, social isolation and loneliness are big problems that older adults face. There's about 15%, the estimate is about 15% of people who are socially isolated in the community. 7 organizations in our community have received a large grant from the New Horizons and to reduce social isolation over a 3-year period, working with connectors. Connectors link older adults to community services or to recreational activities. And in the 3-year period of this funding, we hope to reach about 2,000 socially isolated adults. So my takeaway message is that, just building on the saying that it takes a community to raise a child, I might add that it also takes a community to enable the social and physical participation of our aging population. Thank you very much.